Ladies and gentlemen, the CTDF Fantasy Football Show is on the air once again, and welcome to October. Yes, it's a new month here. Weather in the afternoon may be getting not so hot in some places. The nights are getting a little bit cooler. That means it is perfect football weather. And we are here to talk football as always. I'm Tim McClellan. And of course, I've got my good buddies with me. I've got Mr. John Flynn. I've got our commissioner, John Natale. I've got my good buddy, my fellow Texan, Adam Oliver. We have, of course, our two-time defending champ, Will Medina. And if I'm not mistaken, we have someone joining us for the first time on our show from the great state of Georgia, Mr. Andrew St. Clair. Andrew, welcome.
Thank you, Tim. Good to be here.
All right, great to have you here. So just sit back, make yourself comfortable. And by the way, Andrew, if you would say hello to Miss Irene for me.
Will do.
All right. So we had some very interesting matchups this past week as I go to our league scoreboard here. Well, let me go to the standings right now. Of course, we do play on ESPN.com. And yes, as far as our league is concerned, right now, our champ, Will Medina, is who we thought he was. To paraphrase the late, great coach Dennis Green, he is the only undefeated player in our league, perfect 3-0 record.
So much for my plan.
I lost my chance after I lost to the rookie in week 1. Even though he's got good talent in his team.
Oh yeah, and we have some teams that are 2-1 right now. Cedric and Adam, and in the Captain Morgan division where I'm in a first place tie with Spencer and with Andrew. We have some 1 and 2 teams here. That would be Natali. We have Marty Bengals. He's 1 and 2. Nels and Flynn, and of course Mark is at 1 and 2 right now. And the only female in our league, the sweet Erica, she's 0 and 3 right now. Hopefully she'll pick it up pretty soon.
I'm the second to last person to get a win.
Yeah, so champ, tell me how it feels after 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been 3-0. Unfortunately, though, my bench guys scored more. That happens sometimes.
To answer Tim's question, I said it before the season began. You want the title, you come for me. That's it.
And I guess that strategy of putting Will last backfired.
But wait, because Will got the first pick of the even numbered round, so he got the last pick of the first round, but giving him the first pick of the second round. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it certainly does. Yep. Well, and speaking of the champ, that is my next opponent for week 4.
That's right.
And it looks like right now, if I can't make any real good changes in my roster, looks like I'm going to be suffering another loss because right now I'm only projected at 115.2. Wow,
yeah, you still have Derrick Henry. You got to do something about him.
Yep. My first pick, actually, he's done pretty good since the projected first 2 picks are both injured right now. So,
and Will McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Run CMC and Saquon Barkley both out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And Nels has a matchup with Erica this week. Right now, Minnesota Pretzels and the Carolina Cougars. 144.1 for Nels, 107.6 for Erica. Right now, the projected totals. And Andrew, you have a matchup against Mark this week. You have a projected total right now of 160.6. He has a projected total of 150.3. Adam, you're going up against Flynn here. Flynn has a projected total of 166.5 to 147.4. Cedric has a matchup with Natalie. Right now, Natalie has a very slim edge, 152.0 to 148.4. And right now, biggest difference right now, Marty has a matchup with Spencer. Marty is projected to go 148.6. Spencer only has 90.4. So it's going to be very interesting. But I will say one thing about this past week. I have finally exceeded my win total of last season.
Yay!
Hey.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this week was going to be very tough because, of course, I'm going up against the defending champ right now. So.
Yeah, not only that, the Titans game is postponed.
Yes, we want to let everybody know the Titans and Steelers game has been postponed because there have been more reported cases of COVID-19 in the Titans organization.
Yep. Three
Now-
players from the Titans and 5 players from the Titans personnel.
Now, the original plan was to maybe reschedule that game for a Monday night or maybe even a Tuesday night. But ultimately, they had to postpone the game altogether. It will be made up sometime later in this season.
Yeah,
So-
and going to that point, so Pittsburgh's bye week was scheduled for week number 8. And so the Steelers and Ravens game for week 7 is going to be moved to week 8 because so this way they can get Pittsburgh, Tennessee in week 7. So, but the bye weeks go closer to each other. So that's a good good sigh of relief for the league.
Right. So do they have it? Do we have a definite schedule for when they're going to play, or?
It's just, Adam Schefter said today that Pittsburgh, Tennessee would likely be week 7, and then Steelers, Ravens would be week 8.
Interesting. Well, I say with that, let's go ahead and talk about this week's games. Of course, it is Thursday night, so we do have a game in progress right now. They're about to go into halftime over in New York, where the Broncos are playing against the Jets, and the Broncos have a 17-10 lead right now. And I gave a score. I actually said that the Jets was going to pull this thing off. I predicted them to win 18-14. But looks like anything can happen right there. Any thoughts about this one?
Yeah, and with the Steelers not playing this week, so I had to pick up the Broncos defense because the Steelers weren't going to be available, and so far the Broncos defense has held up. It's part, I think they got a sack and they haven't allowed too much.
Okay. So as I said right now, the Broncos have a 17-10 lead. They're just about 30 or so seconds going into halftime. So we will definitely keep all of you posted on that.
I was excited about that game as well. The Browns have their third quarterback. They lost Drew Lock here a couple of weeks ago, and they had that other quarterback, whatever named last year. Today is like some of them ripping. he's good here, but since it's his first time here, it's gonna be interesting to see how he does here, and it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So, as I said, we will keep you updated. They're just about to go into halftime. 17-10, Denver up on the New York Jets. Let us now go to the Sunday games. Starting in Chicago, where the very surprising Chicago Bears, in my opinion, probably the worst 3-0 team right now, they'll be hosting the Indianapolis Colts at Soldier Field, and they're actually giving 2 points to the Colts. Flynn, what do you say about that?
Yeah, and I think with the Bears quarterback turmoil that the Bears are lucky that they're 3-0, that the Falcons beat themselves to the bed once again. Cough. Dan Quinn should be fired. Cough. But in any of that regard, I think the Colts are the better team. I think they have the market advantage in coach, quarterback, and defense. And I'm going to take the Colts to win this game. I think it's going to be a defense-oriented game. I think Darius Leonard's going to have a big game on defense. I think Indianapolis will win this game 20-13.
So Flynn's going with the Colts 2013. Andrew, what do you think about this one?
Well, for this one, I agree with Flynn here. It's gonna be real close. I think it's gonna be decided in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna say Colts 24-21.
24-21. Andrew's going with the Colts. Will, what do you think about this one?
Oh God, who would have thought the Bears would go 3-0 despite having a bad season last season? So this is a no-brainer. I like Phillip Rivers, but Nick Foles has an arm too, so give it the edge. I'll take the Colts here. Give Chicago its first loss, 27-17.
We got 3 for the Bears right now. Adam, what do you say?
Well, I do agree. I gotta go with old reliable Rivers for the Colts handing the first loss to Chicago. And I know it should be a close game, but I gotta give the Colts the edge.
This Walking Mountain muscle is called cigar. He's a
Okay,
champion.
Vitaly, what do you think about this one? Colts Bears.
Yeah, this one, the Bears are lucky to have started this far since they've had a pretty easy schedule so far. But, yeah, the Colts are going to give them a huge test. Bears are going to make it interesting, but the Colts are still going to win in the end. So I'll say 26-20.
Well, looks like I'm the only oddball in this group as far as this game is concerned, because I can actually see the Bears with a change at quarterback, a much-needed change at quarterback for the Bears. Nick Foles, the old veteran, the former Eagle, or should I say the former Chicken. I actually see the Bears winning this one. I got them 28-20. So it looks like everybody here is going for the Colts, and I'm pulling for the Bears. It'll be surprising if they actually do, because yeah, that 3-0 record is deceiving. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's now go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati 0-2-1 after their tie with the filthy Philadelphia Chickens. They are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, who is 1-2. The game is in can't even talk. The game is in Cincinnati, and Flynn, Cincinnati is getting 3 in this one.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati is going to be the better team this game. I think Joe Burrow's gotten a little bit better, and now they're facing the Jaguars defense. They gave up 31 points to Fitzpatrick and company on Thursday night. Yes, they'll have the extended rest, but I think the tank for Trevor will begin for the Jaguars. So I think Joe Burrow is going to come up with his first win. I think they'll win and cover. 26-20 is my score. Give me Cincinnati over Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, Andrew.
All right. Well, for this one, Cincinnati is good. It's going to be in Cincinnati. I personally think it'll be a low-scoring game compared to how they're doing here. I'm going to go Jacksonville 14-10.
Going with Jags 14-10. Will.
Oh God, man. Did no one look at that performance by that rookie for Jacksonville, Jade Robinson? This guy, if you didn't get him yesterday, Flynn, then you could have some fantasy points in your schedule. No, don't underestimate that Jacksonville rookie running back. But at the other hand, Flynn has a point here. I mean, Cincinnati is looking for that win despite the debacle with the Eagles last week. So this could be a close game, but I'll take Cincinnati 27-21.
All right, Will says 27-21. Bengals take this one. Adam.
Well, I do agree. I think Burrows will get his first win, and they will get the victory in this one.
So we got the Bengals with Adam. Natalie, what do you say?
Yeah, this one's gonna be a close one. I had pretty high expectations for the Eagles. I thought they were a borderline wild card team, but so far they definitely haven't shown it. And with Burrow really improving, I think this time he'll finally get his first win. So give me the Bengals 27-24.
All right. It looks like I'm going to be going with Cincinnati. I can see Burrow getting his first victory. Interesting to see what that rookie for Jacksonville does here, but I think Cincinnati's just a slightly better team. I'm taking the Bengals 24-17. Jacksonville's still kind of a miss, even though they got that good rookie. Looks like Will has a little connection problem. We'll get him back in here as soon as possible. All right, next game we're going to talk about. Oh, he just knocked. And let me add him back to the stream. And it looks like we lost John. So, we lost Adam. And now we're going to get him back. It's just the wonders of technology, people. I mean, one minute you're here, next minute you're gone. But we're all back. Next game we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys 1-2. They're hosting the Cleveland Browns at AT&T Stadium. Cowboys, Flynn, are 4.5-point favorites. So, do the Cowboys bounce back in this one? I would think so.
I think they do because you watch the Browns play the last couple weeks, but they've beaten Cincinnati and Washington, and they haven't looked particularly dominant. So I can't feel great about picking the Browns in this game. I thought the Cowboys just put Russell Wilson and Seahawks toe-to-toe for 60 minutes. So I like Dallas's chances. I think they'll win and cover. I think they'll win this game by a touchdown.
All right. So Flynn's going with the Cowboys. Adam?
Yeah, I think the Cowboys got their toilet paper ready to beat the Browns team. So I've got to go with the Cowboys with at least a 2-touchdown win.
Oh, so Adam by 2 touchdowns. Interesting. Andrew, what say you?
Well, now that I find out Dallas facing Cleveland. I might have to get raised put on my fantasy roster. I feel Dallas is going to give Cleveland a thrashing here. I don't think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to win by 2.5. I'm going to say 28-10 Dallas.
28-20 Cowboys. Will, what do you say?
20-10.
Oh, 28-10. Oh, I got you out there, Andrew. I got you. Go ahead, Will.
I'm just going to say this one time. Cleveland has that running game that nobody expected this season. But will they win in Dallas? Hell no. And I'm going to shock you all. This is my CTDF lock of the week. Give me Dallas 33-27, and Dak Prescott goes over 300 yards in passing.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah, pretty much what everybody said sums it up, but I'm going to make it slightly closer. I mean, as much as Drew Carey wants to sing Cleveland Rocks, it's not happening. So give me Dallas 24-18.
All right, looks like everyone is on the Cowboys side, and of course, I am too. I expect maybe another at least 300-yard game from Dak Prescott. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest surprises for the Cowboys, Aldon Smith.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's the NFL in sacks.
Yeah, he's already got, what, 4 or 5 now after 3
Yeah, he
games?
has 4 sacks to lead the NFL.
Lead sack.
And this guy's been out of the league for, like, what, 4 years now?
Mm-hmm.
He's playing like he's never left. And CeeDee Lamb. I cannot say enough how wonderful this kid is. I mean, he's making some plays. Of course, Cooper's making some plays. I don't think they're quite feeding Zeke a little enough, but I'm saying Cowboys 31-18. Cowboys get back to 500. And the next few games for the Cowboys are, well, supposedly they're kind of easy. We'll get to those later in the season.
Yeah, because the next 4 games they're playing at home against Cleveland, at home against the Giants, at home against Arizona on a Monday night, and then they travel to Washington 7.
Oh, so they're traveling to Washington to play against the Washington no names.
Yeah, and then the week after, the Cowboys and Eagles play at the Link on Sunday Night Football.
Boy.
So that's a big game.
So let's now talk about the New Orleans Saints, Detroit Lions. Both teams are 1-2. The game is played in Detroit, and Flynn. The Saints are given 4 points in this one.
Yeah, and we saw what the Saints were when their offense is good but not great, because the Saints really missed Michael Thomas the last couple of weeks. That big home run threat that the Saints have been missing, but their defense has proven to be vulnerable against the Raiders and against the Raiders in practice the last 2 weeks. But they're expecting Michael Thomas to suit up on Sunday against the Lions, and I think he's going to make a big difference. And I think this is going to be an entertaining game. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game, especially when you factor in Matthew Stafford and Kenny Galladay. But I'm going to take the Saints to win and cover. I think they're going to win 34-26.
All right, 34-26. Flynn going with the Saints. Andrew.
I think it'll be a close one. I think it's going to go right down to the end. I'm going to say 24-17 New Orleans.
24-7 New Orleans?
17.
24-13. Okay, for some reason I thought I heard
17.
24-17. Got you there, buddy. Adam.
Well, yeah, I I know Stafford may be a talented quarterback for the Lions, it's Drew Brees. It is going to be too much. So I'm gonna have to go with gonna say I'm gonna say the Saints win on the road.
All right. Will, your thoughts on this one?
That last game that the Saints have was very atrocious. They need to wake up and quick. Now for Detroit, Kenny Galladay came back off an injury, and he had a solid performance. That's why they upset Arizona. But I don't see Detroit winning this one because, like I said, Thomas is ready to suit up. So look for him to get some yards. So this is where I think the Saints finally wake their asses up in a 28-21 ball game.
And you have Michael Thomas going up against the second worst defense in the NFL. I'll take the same thing day of the week just for that big part.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, Flynn. What you got about? Natalia, what do you got for this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna agree with everybody here. The Saints are clearly the better team. I mean, they're probably going to take baby steps with Michael Thomas, but even if he doesn't play, it's not going to make a difference. I actually see this game as a blowout. Give me the Saints over the Lions 30-6.
Ooh, that is
What do we guys see?
wow. I don't see it that bad, but I do see the Saints winning this one right here. I got the Saints over the Lions 30-17. So hopefully the Saints will bounce back and once again be the top contenders in the NFC South Division. And right now we are going to let's talk about South Beach, if you don't mind. Miami Dolphins are 1-2. Seattle Seahawks 3-0. And Seattle is picked by 6 in this one. So Flynn, what you got?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting game because we've seen Fitzpatrick do uncertain things in keeping teams in games. I mean, we saw it last year in that game against the Eagles and him rallying the team from double digits down to double digits win. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. I don't know how Seattle's defense is going to pan out with Jamal Adams on 100%. I think this is going to be a close game. I think Seattle's going to win by a field goal. So give me the Dolphins with taking. I'm taking 2.5 points in this. But I'm taking Miami with points.
All right. Oh, I wonder what that sound was. All right, Andrew. Seattle at Miami. What say you?
Well, but this one, I think those will be good here. Seattle's ranked number 9th in offenses and 5th in passing. Defense and rushing, they could be better here. With that in mind, it's not gonna be a blowout here. But I'm gonna say I see Seattle's gonna dominate from start to finish. I'm gonna say Seattle 31, Miami 10.
Ooh, that sounds like a little domination there, Adam. What do you say?
Well, I know either with the Dolphins quarterback, either Fitzpatrick either has the magic or doesn't have the magic. But as for Russell Wilson, he's mostly been consistent. So with that case, I think I see the Seahawks winning close to a 3-touchdown point margin.
Wow, yep. Yeah, see another big game for Russell Wilson. Will.
Oh God. There was a guy named Ryan Fitzpatrick who had his name switched to Ryan Fitztragic. Now, given the fact they beat Jacksonville, but they're not going to beat Seattle. So I'm going to make it short and sweet. Seattle 31, Miami 13. And Russell Wilson goes out for another 300-plus yards in the air.
I could probably see that happening too. Natalie, what do you got?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. There's a possibility that Chris Carson could be out. He did very minimal work to be a limited practice participant. So we'll see how that pans out. But however, they do have a couple of strong backups in Carlos Hyde and Palmer, not Simpson. But those two should do just enough to beat Miami. So give me the Seahawks 27, Miami 21.
Interesting. I am going with Seattle as well. I'm going for another good game from the most underrated quarterback in the league. And I have them winning 28-20. Guess Fitzpatrick may have a little chance, but obviously Russell Wilson is a better quarterback. So right with the Seahawks on this one. And speaking of great quarterbacks, we're going to go to Tampa Bay now. The new Brady bunch, if you want to call it that. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are 2-1. They're hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. And Tampa Bay is picked by 7. Flynn.
This game has the classic makings of a classic trap game when it comes to a team going on the road that is more that appears to be inferior. And yes, the Chargers' only win this season has been against Cincinnati, but I think after losing at home to the Panthers, I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think Justin Herbert's gonna make some plays against that Tampa defense, and I think it's going to be a tight game. So give me the Chargers with the points, but I think Tom Brady takes the team down the field the last 5 minutes of the game and scores a touchdown at the end. I think they'll win this game 24-20.
I got 24-20 from Flynn going with the Bucks. Andrew.
All right. Since Tom Brady, Tampa Bay, he's been unstoppable. I see his get this week as Chargers here. Concerns are that Tampa Bay is right now 25th in offense right now and 27th in rushing. I think they'll do better here this week. The defense is fourth right now in the league here, and that's really good here. I'm going to say this is going to be a close one by the fourth quarter. I'm going to say I'm going to get to the nail fire. 21. Tampa Bay 21, Los Angeles 20.
Wow, squeaker. 21-20 Bucks. That'd be interesting. Adam, what do you got?
Well, I would say that Tampa Bay is gonna beat the Chargers, which is kind of no. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks on that one.
Taking the Bucks, Adam is. Will, do you take the Bucks?
Okay. My turn, yo?
Yeah.
What's the game?
We're talking about the Chargers and the Buccaneers.
Oh, my God. As much as I love the Chargers defense, but they have a couple people injured. So this is a runaway game for the Bucks if I see it. And I guess Tom Brady's adjusting. So give me the Bucks 27-17 over the Chargers.
All right, and a tally.
Well, yeah, despite Chris Godwin having the doubtful tag, Yeah, Tampa should still be fine. They still have Mike Evans and Gronk. Gronk should have a breakthrough game finally. So and Chargers don't have too much going for them right now, aside from Keenan Allen, who had a monster game last week. I don't think he's going to do it again, though. Although I hope so, because I have him as my receiver. But give me the Bucks 31-21.
Yes.
All right, and I'm going to go with Bucks. I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous. I say another great game from Tom Brady, at least one touchdown for Gronk, and I say 27-20. The Bucks will take the Chargers. This next game, I'm even embarrassed to talk about it because this game is going to be a total embarrassment. The Baltimore Ravens taking on the Washington No Names.
Yeah.
And the game is in D.C. And the Ravens are picked by 13, but I think that number is way too low. Flynn, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually think 13 is a little bit too high because if you saw the game against Kansas City, that Lamar Jackson isn't particularly great against pressure, and you have that Washington front seven that can maul anybody. We saw that in the game against Philadelphia in week number 1, and they can pose some problems, and we saw that too in the first half of their game when they were after Baker Mayfield. So I'm gonna take Washington with the points, but I think the Ravens are gonna pull away late from a tight games. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna throw a touchdown to Mark Andrews with 3 minutes to go to put the game away. I'm gonna say Baltimore wins 31-20.
All right, 31-20 Ravens. Andrew?
I'm going to disagree with Flynn here. I personally, I agree it's too low. The Ravens have 100+ rush yards in 26 straight games. With that in mind, I'm going to put this as my lock here. I'm going to say Ravens 35, Washington 10.
Sounds like a blowout to me, Adam.
Well, saying that the Ravens are favored by 13, I think it's just a little bit too low because you know they're the Washington Generics and they're facing against the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. So I would say the Ravens with a dominant win on the road 35-7.
Okay, that sounds like a dominant victory right there. Will?
I'm sorry. I'm just getting over that Monday night fuck up. I mean, this wasn't Mahomes versus Jackson. It was the damn Patrick Mahomes show. I mean, Lamar, it looked like something was wrong with him, if I may say. But this time they're going up the block to face a Chase Youngless Washington Generics of hell. So this is where I think the Ravens need to wake up again and get this win. So Ravens should not have a problem here at all. Give me Baltimore a score of 30-14 over the Washington football team. See, that just sticks with you, Tim. When you say football team, it looks like they got their name taken away. But I agree with Adam, Generics. So 30-14.
Okay, I can see Washington Generics. That's very nice. Of course, I like to say the Washington No Names. But go ahead, Natalie.
Yeah, I also think 13 is a bit too low of a number. I mean, Jackson he'll refuse to lose 2 games in a row, and even if Hollywood Brown or Mark Ingram don't do a damn thing, it's not going to matter. Jackson is going to carry them. So give me the Ravens 33-13.
And that game, I would put that as my lock.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing.
Well, surprisingly, this is not my lock of the week, although I do see a blowout in this one. My lock will come up a little bit later. I see a massacre in here. I see Baltimore 44, Washington 10. This is going to be very, very dominant. Lamar Jackson is going to have a huge bounce back game. So that'd be what I'd like to see just for the Ravens. Now we're going to head to Carolina. Let me get that screen up on the board. Yeah, going to Charlotte, North Carolina. The Panthers 1-2 against the Arizona Cardinals, which are 2-1. And Flynn, the Cardinals are picked by 3.
Yeah, I mean, we can't expect Cliff Kingsbury to overlook the Panthers like they did the Lions, and Carolina coming off their first win of the season against the Chargers. So I don't, there doesn't seem that much sense of urgency, even with Matt Rule, who I think is going to wind up being a sensational hire. And you'll know why in a couple of years. But I think when it comes down to this game, I think. It's going to be an entertaining game. I think both teams are going to put up a lot of points, but I think the Cardinals defense is going to make a big stop on 4th down late in the game. I think the Cardinals will win this game and cover. I have 33-28. I'll give me Arizona over Carolina.
All right. Plan going with the Cardinals. Andrew.
All right. Well, this one, the Carolina they're not doing that well in defense or rushing. They're down. While Arizona is good average. I think Arizona is going to control the game from start to finish. But I'm going to make it close. I'm going to say. I'll say 27-20 Arizona.
27-20 Arizona, according to Matthew. Adam, how do you see this one?
Andrew, not Matthew.
Andrew. Strike on my part. Sorry, Matt, if you're watching this, sorry, buddy. Kind of wish you were here, but this thing will only fit 6 people in the chat at one time. But good luck, Matt, this week. Adam, what do you say?
Well, it is going to be a close game. Both of them are just about mid-tier team, and I believe I would take the Cardinals to edge it out.
Okay, Adam's got one of the Cardinals as well. What do you say, champ?
I said it all season long. Do not ever discount Arizona. I think last year they were this close. This year they are proven to be what Flint said. This is Kingsbury's way of saying, well, let's not repeat that performance last season. Let's go for greater. And not to take away from Teddy Bridgewater, I mean, not having CMC is going to hurt them a little bit. But don't get me wrong, they still got DJ Moore. They still got Robbie Anderson. But this is not the game Carolina's going to win because Arizona's defense is premier. So give me Arizona 31-17 over the Panthers.
All right. So, Natalie, what do you got on this one?
All right, I think I'm kind of going to be kind of bold here. I mean, the Panthers have been such a huge disappointment, but I'm going to take a huge leap of faith here. I think this week the Panthers are going to be the team that scores the least amount of points, and I'm actually going to put them in a super low category. Give me the Cardinals 27-3.
Woo!
Wow! I did not see that coming, people. I did not see that coming. I actually see this game a little bit closer, but I'm going with the Cardinals on this one. I got them going 28-21. Cardinals will take the Panthers in this one. And actually, before we go any further, I would like to give everyone an update on the Thursday night game going on right now, the Broncos and the Jets. Right now, there's about 8:29, about 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Jets have since scored 6 more points, and Denver is still at 17, so they're 17-16. Denver just got the ball. About 8:29 left in the third. We will keep you updated. Looks like the Jets are kind of keeping it pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And of course,
Denver is only favored by 1, according to this, so it shouldn't be a surprise.
And there will be more to come. But for now, we are going to go down to Houston, where the Houston Texans are playing home to the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams are looking for their first win of the season. And let me see this. I don't see a Flynn. I don't see a line on this one. Do you?
Yeah. Houston's favored by 3.5.
Okay, go.
All right, so I'm taking the Vikings this week. I still don't trust you. Still don't trust Houston. Even though Kirk Cousins hasn't been particularly great, I think he still needs to cut some of the turnovers, obviously. But I can't trust Houston's defense whatsoever, because we look at last week that Deontay Johnson goes down early in the game, and it wasn't any problem for Ben Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster and company. And I know they won't have Danielle Hunter, and they won't have Anthony Barr, but I think Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins are going into this game with a sense of urgency, and I think Houston's going to take them even more for granted, because Minnesota couldn't practice the last couple days because of the COVID precautions. So I think Minnesota is going to drive down the field, and I think they're going to kick a field goal in the last minute of the game. I think Minnesota will win in an upset, 26-24 over the Texans, sending the Texans down to 0-4, and the clamors from Texans fans clamoring the team to fire Billy O'Brien will get even louder and louder.
Okay, Andrew, what do you say about this one?
Well, this was an interesting. Both on 3, just like tonight's game. I feel this one is to be too close to call. I personally think even after 60 minutes, it's not going to be enough here. I'm gonna say I'm about to the toss up here. I'm gonna say 21-14 Texans in overtime.
All right, 21-14. Andrew's going with the Texans. Adam, what do you see?
Well, it's gonna be a back and forth game, I believe. And in the end, I believe the Vikings will get their first win to send the Texans 0-4.
So, Will, what do you say about this one?
I can't believe I'm actually going to say this. Both teams are looking for a win here, but this is where the Vikings and Kirk Cousins are going to wake up and start throwing. And somebody's out of my window looking at me. Okay, I don't know who you are, but hi. You ever get those things? But yes, this is where the Vikings should get their first win. And Bill O'Brien is a hack. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say it right here. Bill O'Brien is a hack. Vikings 28, Texans 17, and J.J. Watt, they're going to hold him all game long.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult to hold a guy like J.J. Watt there, because he is one bad man right there. Not the bad man, but you know what I mean. So, Natalie, what do you say on this one?
Yeah, this one is very tough. Yeah, like Andrew said, this one is too close to call, and it could really go either way. Both teams have been disappointing on both sides of the field. But I'm going to go with Andrew on an overtime thing, but not the team he's going with. I have the Vikings 28-25 in overtime.
Vikings 28-25 in overtime. Man, it's almost like a split decision amongst us for this game. It could go either way, but I am actually going to pull for the Texans here. I'm going to pull it for them to get their first win of the season, 24-20 over the Vikings. That does it for the 1 o'clock games. We're going to start now. What we got here, Flynn? I don't know if.
Yeah, the Broncos just scored a touchdown.
Okay, and if you show that, I think we may get it. We may get a tag here. So the Broncos just scored again, and let me get the score here. Right now, 23-16, pending the extra point kick.
Yeah.
So Broncos are pulling away again. And now, why don't we go ahead and get to the late games for Sunday afternoon, starting at the brand new SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, where the Rams, they're going to be at home against the woeful New York Giants. Rams are 2-1. Giants, of course, 0-3. And the Rams are picked by 12.5. Lynn.
Yeah, and one of the three things I talked about before on my most recent episode of Hooked on Sports is me absolutely going off on Dave Gettleman as a general manager of the Giants, and everything he's done. You can argue when Dave Gettleman took over as a general manager, the Giants roster was one of the worst in the league. You can argue that he's made it worse because he's missed on some of his picks. You look at Saquon Barkley, that's probably going to be a miss because he couldn't draft offensive line help to not help him. You could look at him trading up to get DeAndre Baker in the draft last year, but the Giants overlooked his off the field issues and the warning signs that come with it, and then nothing Dave Gettleman has done is with the senses, and the Giants are one of the two worst teams in the NFL. And I'm going to end, and I also want to finish with something that Sean McVay said within the last couple of days, that it's a real pain in the neck to game plan for the Giants defense. Rams 38, Giants 13, lock of the week.
All right, that sounds pretty good. Andrew, what do you think about this one?
Giants on 3. I gotta go on 4 here. Rams going to destroy him 28-7.
All right, that was pretty short and sweet, Adam.
Well, I think it should be a blowout victory for the Rams over the Giants to continue being winless.
Okay. Will, do you see a blowout?
Do I see a blowout here? Maybe, but again, like Flynn said, both New York teams are horrible. I remember he saying that.
The teams in the NFL, Will, the Giants and the Jets unequivocally are the two worst teams in the NFL.
Yes, but don't let Max Kellerman come to your front door. Anyway, but going back to this situation, this is where the Giants need to rebuild yet again. The Rams, well, they almost beat Buffalo. Who would have thought they almost beat Buffalo?
You got to give McVay golf credit that they really gave the Bills everything they had.
So, yes, the Rams, I'm going to pick. They're going to redeem themselves. Give me 35-13 over the Giants.
35-15 over the Giants. So, Natalie.
Yeah, the Giants don't really have much going for them right now. What's his name? Yeah, Devontae Freeman had a horrendous debut. But I think this time he's going to do a little bit better. And I'm not going to go on a blowout here. I still think the Rams are going to win, but it's going to be closer than people think. Freeman's going to get I think he's going to bounce back and get the only touchdown for the Giants. So give me the Rams 21-10.
You really want Devontae Freeman, but you want to give Devontae Freeman an offensive line that won't block Aaron Donald. I mean, I wouldn't.
Or he'll get a passing touchdown maybe. But I think he's going to get the only touchdown. That's my gut feeling.
Yeah, with Darius Slayton going up against Jalen Ramsey, I don't think so.
Well, I've got this. This is my lock of the week. I am locking the Rams to beat the Giants by a score of 31-10. That's my lock. Now we are going to go to the friendly confines of Arrowhead Stadium, where the defending Super Bowl champions, the 3-0 Chiefs, are hosting the 2-1 Patriots, and the Chiefs are picked by 7. Flynn, in past years, this used to be a big game, but doesn't quite have that flair, doesn't have the sparkle anymore.
So, this game will be called by CBS's number 1 team, which is 21 with Tracy Wolfson. But this game among the 15 games this week, this one was the toughest game of the league for me to pick. I mean, because you saw what the Patriots were able to do on Sunday against a well-coached Raiders team. I think this is going to be an entertaining game, but I mean, it's Patty Mahomes' world, and we're just living in it. I think that this is going to be 30-20 Kansas City over New England. I think Mahomes throws for 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he's going to put the game away late in the fourth quarter.
All right. Andrew, what do you say?
Oh, this what's going to be a class here. You got Newton versus Mahomes. When I think Newton, of course, I think how the Broncos destroyed him in Super Bowl 50, but that's a different story altogether. I always remember that game personally. But since Newton came to New England after Brady went to Tampa Bay, I think Newton's done pretty good. However, it's going to be the house of Mahomes here. I feel both quarterbacks are going to have a lot of yards. I would say each at least 200, maybe 300 for Mahomes. But I'm going to say home field advantage. I'm going to say 35-21 Kansas City.
Okay, Andrew's going with Chiefs. What about Adam?
Yeah, I agree. I do believe I see Kansas City win. We've got Patrick Mahomes, a great quarterback, and even though New England has a mastermind of Bill Belichick, and of course I'm expecting Cam Newton to have a good game, but I do see the Kansas City Chiefs win by at least 2 touchdowns.
2-touchdown victory for the Chiefs, say Adam. Champ, talk about the champs.
Oh, God. I just like how Andrew brought up the Carolina Panthers version of Cam Newton. Oh, God, that was rich.
Thank you.
But, I mean, after the Panthers gave Cam Newton his walking papers, who would have thought he's more aggressive as a Patriot? So you can't discount Cam, at least like that. I have to address this because he's comfortable in his own right, but he's not winning in Kansas City. I'm so sorry. Give me Patrick Mahomes in a bonfire here. 38-24 over New England. Give me the champs.
All right. And the champ goes with the champs, and the commissioner says...
Yeah, I mean, pending what Tim says, I'm going to make this unanimous. Chiefs are clearly the better team here. Patriots haven't really done much yet. Their defense has been pretty bad. So, I mean, they're probably going to hang in there, but not enough. It's free real estate. Chiefs 34, Patriots 28.
Okay, well...
Chiefs 34, Pats 28.
Chiefs 34, Pats 28. Well, to answer your question, Natalie, I am going to make you unanimous. I am going with the Chiefs. I am picking them to win 38-27. Kind of a close game there, but I'm going with the Chiefs. Remain undefeated. I can see another big game for Travis Kelce, maybe at least one touchdown pass. My homeboy is going to throw for at least 300 yards in that one. And all will be right with the world. And now we go. One of the more interesting matchups this week is in Las Vegas. The Buffalo Bills, 3-0, going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, who are 2-1. And Flynn, Buffalo is picked by 3.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going with the Raiders in this game. I really like the Raiders' chances that they got blown out by the Patriots, and I think rightfully so that it was a tough task going up against Belichick and that defense. But there were some things with that I saw from the Bills in the second half that I really didn't like, particularly when it comes to their defense. I think the Raiders, even with their injuries to the offensive line, I think they're going to open holes for Josh Jacobs to eat some yardage and eat some clock. And I think the Raiders are going to make enough plays. And I know they won't be without Damon Arnett, who just underwent surgery. But I think you look at the Bills. I think that they'll be resting their laurels on that comeback on that final drive. So I think the Raiders are going to win this game 27-23 in an upset.
So Flynn sees an upset. Sees the Raiders taking down the Bills. Andrew.
Sorry, Flynn. I don't see it. Buffalo right now, 31 points per game, right now third most in the NFL. While I agree it's going to be close here, especially with the Raiders, I like calm here. I think the number of points per game the Buffalo Bills, I think that's what they're going to have here. I'm making this one a close one. I'm going to say I think they're going to go right down to the fourth quarter. I'm going to say 31. I'm 31. Is possible? Yeah.
31.
I'm going to say 31-24 Buffalo.
Okay, so Andrew is taking the Bills to circle the wagons on those Raiders. Adam, what do you say?
It is going to be a close game, and I see Buffalo beating the Las Vegas Raiders by at least one touchdown.
So I guess Adam sees a very close one in here. So, Will, what do you say about this one?
Okay. Mr. John Flynn with your St. Patrick shirt on. What the hell are you drinking tonight, making the Raiders your upset of the week? You're going to go against your boy Josh Allen this week? Really?
Yeah, I had the Bills starting the season 9-1. This game was their one loss.
Well, keep dreaming because the Bills is not losing on the road. Josh Allen is balling this week, and I don't see how they could lose. The only thing, if Buffalo loses, it's only because of Jonathan Abram. He has done wonders for the Raiders. I'll give you that. But not this week. Give me the Bills 35-20 over the Raiders. Josh Allen goes for another 4-touchdown game.
Yeah, you'll also realize that the first 2 weeks they played the Jets and the Dolphins.
I know that.
Yeah, and they nearly blew a 28-3 lead against the Rams last week. So this is that I'm smelling an upset here.
Nope. And Josh Allen, I trust. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
I like this little banter between you guys. This is what makes a great show here.
This is why we do the podcast, Tim.
That's why we do it. We do this for you people. Why? Because we love you. We love you.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it for you. Okay, before we get too far off, Natalia has to make his pick. So go ahead.
Yeah. I guess it's going to come down to me whether or not Flynn has the solo pick here. I mean, somehow, the Raiders are good, but they've got a problem. Their rookie has been a disappointment. He's out with an injury. The receiving cores aren't too reliable. Hunter Renfrow is your new number one wide receiver. He hasn't done a thing. Nelson Aguilar hasn't done a thing. Zay Jones hasn't done a thing. But I will say this. What's that running back's name? Oh, God. I just totally lost it. Josh Jacobs. Yeah, he's been great. I'll give it that. Darren Waller.
And you're missing Darren Waller, too.
Yep, I just mentioned, Waller and Jacobs might they'll probably get a couple touchdowns. Maybe even one or two each. But unfortunately, sorry, Flynn, you might be solo. It's not enough. Give me the Bills 34, Raiders 28.
All right, Bills 34, Raiders 28. Well, I almost got that score. I am going with the Bills. Josh Allen is a little better quarterback than what's the guy? Derek Carr.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've got them. I got the Bills winning 31-28. So I'm almost right. I'm almost right there with Natalie, but I'm going to say once again, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and they will do it in Sin City right off, hop, skip, and a jump from the famous Vegas Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one more time before we go any further. Update on the Broncos and Jets. And it looks like the Broncos have scored yet again, and they are going to pull away. They're about to start the fourth quarter. The Broncos now lead 24-16.
Yeah, the fourth quarter just started, but they have a big decision on fourth down coming up right now because they have a 4th and 2 at the Jets 32-yard line. So
we're just getting an update, people.
Going for it here.
Don't worry.
I'd kick a field goal if I was them.
Yep, and that's look at what they're doing.
I'd go ahead and kick a field goal. They have a pretty good.
That's a pretty long one.
It's a long one, and it looks like it split through. It looks like. Yep.
54-yard field goal by Brandon McManus.
54. Woof.
54
That's still a two-score game,
yards.
still close.
But it's now a 2-possession game.
I let McMahon throws and I got rid of him. Ugh, I wish I did.
All right, so now, we only got 2 more games to talk about. The first of the 2 is the Sunday night game. NBC. We're going to San Francisco to Levi Stadium, where we will see the San Francisco 49ers, who are 2-1. And they'll be taking on the Philadelphia Chickens. And Flynn, we got the 49ers. The 49ers are picked by 7.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a tight game because the 49ers are decimated with injuries, but the Eagles might be winless as well, like the Giants and Jets. But the Eagles are significantly more talented than the Giants and the Jets. This is going to be a tight game. I'm going to take Philadelphia with the points. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to take the Niners to win 21-16 over the Philadelphia Eagles, and push the Eagles to 0-3-1.
All righty then, Andrew. What do you see in this one?
Well, this is the 4th straight game versus a winless team for San Francisco. Both teams are really, really good in defensive. I believe 5th for the Eagles. And no, forget that. As my father lived in San Francisco here for many years, God bless his soul here, I think San Francisco is going to. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say here that San Francisco is going to humiliate humiliate the Eagles 21-3.
Ooh, that sounds like another blowout out here. That sounds so delicious, by the way. Of course, you know me being a Cowboy fan, I cannot stand those filthy Delphia chickens. All right, Adam. I know you really hate those chickens as much as I do. So what do you got?
Yeah, and I know that the 49ers team is a little bit short-handed to to say, but I think it would be a close one. But I believe in this one. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles to win to 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 win in a close game.
All right, all right. So, okay, Will, your 49ers looks like they got a cakewalk.
Yes, but I do got some updates. Debo Samuel is back. George Kittle is back. So I'm going to do a justice for everybody. And I'm going to one up Andrew in this one. Give me my Niners over John Flynn's favorite quarterback, Carson Wentz's Eagles. Give me 38-6, and we're going to drive it down their fucking throats.
Wait, did you just say sarcasm? Because I'm not an Eagles fan.
Oh, but you spoke a lot about Carson Wentz last season. I remember. Go review the tape.
Yeah, because the Eagles were my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl last season by priority.
Yeah. Yes, Tim. 38-6, and the Eagles go flying home with 2 field goals and their heads in shame.
That sounds quite wonderful. That almost sounds like music to my ears as well. So, Natalie, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna mention the names that Will said, but yeah, he beat me to it. That's gonna basically help them even more. They're probably gonna take baby steps with them, but it's not gonna matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy like a blowout, but I'm gonna say the Niners will still win 30-16.
30-16. I got the Niners. Pretty easy game. 35-17.
And it looked like they even got a field goal. We're just giving you a quick update.
Oh, yeah, the Jets just kicked another field goal, so it's now 27-19 with about 11 and a half remaining in the game. So the Jets are probably not going to. I mean, it's only like a 12-point lead, but
it's only a 1-possession game. It's only 8 points.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 points. Yeah, my math is wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. The fourth quarter is still young. It's gonna go either way.
Okay, folks, one more game to talk about the big Monday Night Football game. We're headed to Lambeau Field, where the Green Bay Packers 3-0 take it on the. If I had to give them a name, it'd be the Mylanta Turkeys.
You said Mylanta.
I heard that, Tim.
Yeah, my doctor said Mylanta. Anyway, of course, everyone else calls them the Atlanta Falcons. I call them the Mylanta Turkeys, who always seem to do everything they can to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And okay, all right. That's they're Atlanta Falcons.
Since he met Ryan Swear.
Atlanta at Green Bay, and Green Bay is picked by 7. Flynn.
Yeah, and I think it's more like the Hotland of Falcons when it comes to Dan as the head coach of the Falcons, and you have the league's worst defense going up against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who put up over 35 points a game each of the first 3 weeks, and now they have the league's worst defense that Aaron Rodgers can go around and shred to pieces. This game has 45-21 written all over. Give me the Packers over the Atlanta Falcons. I almost said the Lions because the Lions and the Falcons are the Lions are equally as offensive on defense as the Falcons are.
Uh-huh. Andrew, I'm going to hold you for last in this one. I want to go straight to Adam.
It is gonna go tit for tat, but I think it would be a close game, and I do see the Packers win by at least one touchdown.
By at least one touchdown. Okay. I'll take that. Will, what do you say?
Oh God. I don't know if the Falcons are gonna wake up. I'm having trouble understanding why Matt Ryan is struggling here, Tim. I'm not understanding this at all.
It's the defense, Will.
I'm just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle here, and I mean, you still haven't got over the Super Bowl hangover yet. I don't think they've ever. So give me Green Bay, but I don't see this as a blowout. I think Atlanta will have a couple scores somewhere. I'll take this as 28-13. And Tim, this is a request for Jason Myers.
Yes.
The Falcons ain't shit. I have to do it. So 28-14 to favor the Packers.
All right. I hope Jason will be watching this one. Jason Myers, our old buddy. He's not in our league. I don't know if he watches football that much, but Jason Myers, if you're out there, love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, Natalie, what do you got on this one?
John, overuse.
Yeah, I mean, if the Falcons want their first win, they're going to have to work a lot harder. And it's definitely not going to happen with the Packers team. I mean, their offense is pretty good. Even if Devontae Adams doesn't play, the Packers will still win. Oh, true. Yeah, he's already out, I believe. So give me the Packers in this one, 34-24.
Whoa!
Okay.
It's a pick six.
What? What the hell is going on?
Oh, it's a pick.
Oh my God!
It's a pick
I just had a big six, and now they're down only by 2. The question is,
they're probably going for 2.
Yeah, they're probably there's a little replay. There's a pass and there's an intercept, and we got there's an interception, and he broke 2 tackles. And he taking it to the house. And he threw a pick six.
Yeah, and you gotta figure they're going for 2 here because they're down by 2.
Yeah, they should.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and make my pick on the Monday night game, and then we'll get to Andrew. Dan Quinn has to be fired. If the Falcons lose this week, Dan Quinn must be fired. So I'm going to say, unsuccessful 2-point conversion for the Jets, still 2-point game. I am going with Green Bay Packers to beat those turkeys and hopefully put the final nail in the coffin of Dan Quinn. 41-14 Packers over Falcons. Now, we have all said our piece. Mr. St. Clair, do you have any defense for your team?
One word. No.
See?
42-14 Green Bay.
Same, Andrew. I kind of hurt with you right there. I mean, Matty Ice has started to melt.
I mean, I don't see him as the problem here. It's Dan Quinn who can't coach his way out of a paper bag, and Dan Quinn was defensive coordinator for the Legion of Boom Seattle defense, and now that he goes to Atlanta and this happens. I mean, this is all Dan Quinn, and can the owners and Thomas DeVicio actually wake the hell up?
I don't see Atlanta doing it. It's just they're facing Green Bay. I mean, 35 points per game. Rodgers, it's gonna be great. I already see Kansas City, Green Bay as a Super Bowl here eventually. Right now Rodgers is very unstoppable. So Matt Brown will do good, but he's no Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers could at least double him, maybe triple him at least.
Yeah, y'all call him Matty Ice, but I usually call him Ice maybe. Well, and with that, we come to the end of another fantasy football show for the CTDF right now. About a little over 10 minutes left. The Jets have just pulled within 2 points of the Broncos. Unsuccessful 2-point conversion. So we'll let y'all know what happened in that one. And we will be back next week with more of this. Hey, Andrew, it was great having you, buddy.
Thank you. It was good to be here tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you'll come again soon. And I hope I get to see Natalie once again, our champ Will Medina, my buddy Adam Oliver, and of course my man John Flynn. Flynn, before we go, Hooked on Sports. What do you got for us this week?
Yes, so 2 episodes as usual. 2 episodes for the NFL season. This last week, I talked about how Patrick Mahomes is still far and away superior to Lamar Jackson. I talked about the Ravens' struggles. I talked about how the Saints needed Michael Thomas back, and we all talked about this. And I also went on a blitzing rant about Dave Gettleman and how he's not good for the job as general manager of the Giants. So that and more.
All right, everybody. Y'all be sure to listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. Look for them wherever you find podcasts. Find them on Apple. Find them on Spotify. Anywhere you can look for podcasts. Look up Hooked on Sports with John Flynn, and you know you've got the right show.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, like I say, welcome to October. So until next week, everybody, for John Flynn, Andrew St. Clair, Adam Oliver, Will Medina, John Natale, I'm Tim McClellan. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Be safe out there. As always, be a good sport. See ya.
Very good.